All right. Well, good evening, fans. Welcome in here on audiosportsonline.com. Time for Avon JV football tonight. Rob Kendall is my name, joined by the wonderful Clark Griffin. Clark, how's it going?
It's going great, Robbie. It's great to be on the air with you.
I wanted to do this for a long time. You know, we've been announcing Griffin Kids for, like a half decade or more. And it's great to have you on the broadcast with us tonight.
Well, I appreciate it. I've enjoyed your work over the years, and always listen in as I'm driving along and listen to the rebroadcast. So it's a pleasure to be here.
Hey, you're now a media star.
That's good.
Well, tonight we're going to be taking on McCutcheon. Of course, the varsity did win a big ball game Friday night at McCutcheon. So, as per usual, we come back here on Mondays. And so we're looking forward to bringing you that. The Orioles have been on the field for a while now. They're in their road blacks, gold, white letters and numbers, gold trim. The Mavericks, gold pants, white uniforms, red helmets, red letters, or I guess you'd call them maroon letters and numbers. And as we go throughout our broadcast today, let's thank a few of our sponsors, including Reynolds Body Shop, a proud sponsor of Avon Football Broadcast. They're conveniently located at 4325 West Washington Street in Indianapolis, just 4 stoplights east of 465. Their phone number is 243-2372, and they're open Monday through Friday from 7:30 to 5. Reynolds has been family-owned and operated for 30 years, specializing in collision repair, and Reynolds Body Shop is also an insurance work specialist. Learn more about them on the web at reynoldsbodyshop.com. I was talking with Coach today on the Coach's Show that'll be up this evening. He is pretty excited about this varsity squad, Clark.
Well, I tell you what, they're getting better every week. They've had some close games, some close losses, but we see progress every week. The defense is playing lights out, and the offense has got some young kids, but it's coming around, and I think there's a lot of excitement here at Avon about the next few weeks and what could be at hand.
Yeah, it's very exciting, and we were talking before the game. These JV games are nice to be able to see. We also do some freshmen as well, of course, but pretty good classes coming up here for the varsity level over the next few years, and we're going to see a couple of these kids tonight.
Yeah, we've had great success. The freshman team is having a great year this year. I think the JV teams maybe lost 2 games, and really strong sophomore and junior class out here, and kids will be ready to step in next year, there's no doubt, and just fun watching them progress.
Well, that's why these games are important. Obviously, you get a chance to see some of the kids that will be shining, and we talked about it before the game, that it's important to have that turnover, that consistency at the varsity level of one class to the next, being able to step right in there and really get it done.
Yeah, and Coach Ballou does a good job of working these kids in the weight room, and they really grow up between their freshman and sophomore years, and by the time they're juniors and seniors, they're ready to be out here.
All right, I think we're going to have the playing of our national anthem. All right, that was our national anthem. We're going to have our kickoff here momentarily. Before we do, let's thank another one of our sponsors, Legends Pub and Grill. It's located at 1100 North State Road 267 in Avon. They're open Monday through Saturday from 11 to 3 and Sunday from noon to 12. They're Indy's West Side hotspot and have a DJ and dancing on Saturday nights. For more information, you can check out Legends Pub and Grill on Facebook or call them at 272-9040. Both teams now on their respective sidelines. We're going to have our kickoff here in just a little bit. Before we do, let's thank McNamara Florist, their Indy's hometown florist since 1954. With 8 convenient locations, including the new Avon store on Rockville Road, McNamara Florist is famous for our formal designs for all occasions that help our clients express their emotions through flowers. Visit McNamara Florist for outstanding personal service to select from the renowned home decor merchandise, including stunning Christmas classics. McNamara Florist is located at 9655 East Highway 36 in Avon and can be reached at 579-9700. Looks like Avon will be receiving the ball first, Clark.
Got Cole Rightly and Braden Luce back deep to receive the kickoff.
Clark's been kind enough to also run the camera for us tonight. So Clark will be heading into the Audio Sports Online Hall of Fame after today's broadcast.
Please remind me when I forget to move.
Well, we're excited again, as you said, to bring you Avon JV football tonight. I believe this is our final JV broadcast of the year. Next week, we'll be back at home against Zionsville, but that'll be a freshman broadcast. So that'll be it for us for the JV freshman schedule in 2013. But we hope to have several weeks left of varsity football action. Here's the kick. It's a squib, little floating kick. Hits at the 40, sails out of bounds, and that'll be Avon football. That was number 14, Chase Pedigo, kicking the ball for the Mavericks.
I don't know if that was an onside kick or not, but Avon will start with some good field position.
Yeah, and of course, if you kick the ball out of bounds, it is a penalty, but if you kick the ball out of bounds before you get to where the penalty would be, you get the ball at the spot of the where it heads out of bounds. They're going to put it right at the 40, and into quarterback. Start the game tonight for the Orioles is number 13, and I believe that's Davion Porter. Now, of course, your son, Avon football standout, friends with a lot of these kids.
Yes, and I'm not as familiar with Davion as Braden Luce and Drew Shiatovich, who play quarterback, but nice run by Darian Love.
First play from scrimmage. He's off, and he's gone. That was fast. Darian Love goes 60 yards for the touchdown.
Great coaching there.
Yeah, that was excellent.
The line opened up a huge hole for him.
12 seconds into the game, and we are 6-0. Avon with the lead. That was fast. He went left, he went right, and then he went really fast.
Yeah, Darian Love has had a great year so far. He's had a standout freshman season and has been playing very well in the JV games. We got some good varsity running backs that are in front of him right now, or he'd be up at the varsity level, but he's putting in his time now, and the future looks bright.
Stephan adds the extra point, and as we said, a very quick 7-0, Avon with the lead. We also wish to thank Citywide Paving for their support of Avon football and our Avon football broadcast this year. So thanks to our friends at Citywide Paving. Don't forget, as we said, we'll have the Mark Bless show coming up this evening, and I can actually switch spots with you now and run the camera. You put your time in on that. One more thing real quick, and then I'll snake out of your way. There we go. So we got two number 13s out there. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Yes. Yeah. Stephan is the kicker. He kicks off at the varsity level, and he does all the place kicking and the kickoffs at the JV level right now.
So nice chance for him to get some extra practice, I suppose.
He's got a strong leg, Alex Stephan.
Yeah, and he is just a junior, so he will have one more year of eligibility left to go.
Yeah.
There's the kick. Good kick. Taken at the 2. Head to the 10, to the 15, out to the far side of the field, room to run. He's to the 30, one man to beat, and thankfully for Avon, that was number 12.
Parker Munger on the tackle.
So big tackle there, as that definitely did save. Well, it could have been a touchdown. So not a lot of defense from either side so far, and we find ourselves 7-0, 9:38 left to play in the first quarter. Rob Kendall, Clark Griffin. You know, Brian Scott may hear this, Clark, and next year it may be you and Brian doing the varsity games.
You know what? Dave Shelbourne has a lot more knowledge.
Dave is one of those guys where he'll just tell you what's going to happen,
Oh, yeah.
and then the next play, it happens.
Yeah, he's forgot a lot of football, a lot more football than I'll ever know.
Dave is one of those. Yeah, you just hit the nail on the head. Where it's almost like Dave has coached before, somewhere. Out of the shotgun, 3 receiver set, quick drop, steps up, throws, got a man, picked off in the center of the field, and it was on the far side, still in bounds, still going, and he's going to take it to the house.
Drew Shayatovich.
What a catch! Number 11, as you said, Drew Shayatovich with the catch and the return and the touchdown.
He's got a birthday tomorrow, so that's a little bit of an early birthday present right there.
Jamie Fryer is the quarterback for McCutcheon, and he quickly throws the interception, and Stefan is back on to attempt the extra point. We have played 59 seconds, and Avon already has 2 scores. Snap is high, spot is down, kick is up, it is good. And Avon leads it 14-0. Can't do much better than that.
Nope, Avon's playing very well. Drew has a Twitter account. He's Avon Specialist. He's the holder for the varsity team. He's been that for a couple years, and so now him and the center and the kickers all kind of have this Avon Specialist Twitter account that's very entertaining. It's worth a follow.
Well, it's kind of cool because of the Colts. My buddy Matt Overton, who is the long snapper for the Colts, him and McAfee and Vinatieri, they call themselves, I think, the 4th down specialists is their code name. So that's kind of cool that Avon has adopted something similar.
Yep.
And is really embracing. It's hard to play on special teams. It's not an easy thing, but very important, especially as the season rolls along.
I've known Drew for a long time, and he's great friend of ours, and I've been nervous for 2 years as he's been out there holding as Niles Edwards has kicked clutch kick after clutch kick. I know it's not going to happen unless my man Drew Shayatovich gets that ball down, and they've done a great job. The snapper does a great job, and Drew and Niles all combined to be very successful.
There's another nice kick taken back at the 2-yard line to the 20. Still on his feet, moving ahead, and I believe that was number 20. Levon Thompson, is that right? As the bodies get up? No, number 30, I'm sorry. Dakota Lovelace for the visitors. On the run. We get a name on the tackle there.
Scott Campbell made the tackle. Another sophomore corner. Had a great year last year. Has played lights out this year. And Ryan Bradley will be graduating next year, so they're going to be looking for another corner.
So another chance here for McCutcheon after giving up 2 touchdowns. There's the handoff. That was Lovelace again. And a short run on first down, maybe no gain on the play. This is actually a big day anniversary in sports today, Clark. This is the Steve Bartman anniversary day.
I did hear that. Wonder where old Steve is these days.
He's somewhere where no one knows.
Protection witness program.
Yeah, he's up to the 26, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Avon's defensive line is doing a nice job of staying in the gaps and not giving any running room at this point in time. Two attempts and 2 yards, so 3rd and long here.
Third down, as we said, coming up. Orioles in black on defense. Mavericks of McCutcheon in the whites. Back to pass. Little screen, and it's short and incomplete, and the Mavericks will be forced to punt.
Cole Rightly is back deep. He's a wide receiver and kick returner. Dynamic player. Has a lot of speed.
And into punt is number 14, Chase Pedigo for the visitors. There's the snap. It's a good snap. Kick is away.
Good pressure.
Backing up to receive it at the 35 to the 40. Breaks a couple tackles. And a nice job there by Cole Rightly with a return. And that is where Avon will take over.
Good field position for the Orioles starting here at the 42-yard line.
Porter back in at quarterback. I formation. There's the give again to Love. Busts it free. Room to run. And, boy, he was one trip away from taking it to the house.
Offensive line is doing a great job. Big holes for Darian to run through. He's seeing the hole, and he's hitting it hard.
Rob Kendall along with Clark Griffin coming to you live tonight from Avon High School. It's JV action. Orioles leading the Mavericks already by a score of 14-0. Snap, give, Love brings it to the near side of the field, cuts it back inside the 40, and it's almost like Avon could run any play they want at this point, Clark, because of that offensive line dominance that you had talked about earlier.
Yep, the left tackle out there is Robbie Dickinson. I don't know if you remember Ryan Dickinson that graduated with Kendall. Big 2-3 sport athlete. He played football, played basketball, ran track through.
Now his dad is heavily involved in sports. Or?
He's at Ben Davis. He's an assistant basketball coach at Ben Davis right now. Was a basketball coach at Avon for a while, and but that's his little brother Ryan, and he's
big. He's a big little brother.
He is a big little brother, big and strong and.
Snap back to pass. Porter rolling right. Avoids a tackler. Now he's going to take off himself. He's got room to run to the 30, to the 20. Cuts it back, and a nice gain and a first down.
Braden Luce with a crackback block on one of the wide receivers is down right now, but looks like there may be a holding penalty as the quarterback was changing fields.
Now Luce, we have seen him play quarterback quite a bit.
He is an athletic kid. He's got a lot of speed. Likes to run the ball a lot when the play breaks down when he's playing quarterback. But he could be a wide receiver. He could be a corner. He's athletic with a lot of different skills.
Well, and obviously Porter and Luce both vying for potentially a varsity starting job at some point.
Obviously Luce can block because number 31 is still down on the ground.
And we will take a pause and just step aside here as they tend to him and hope he's all right. 5:22 left to play in the first quarter. 14-0 Avon.
Oh, was he? Yeah. Yeah, he can do it all.
All right, well, that player in question getting up, walking off, I believe that's number 31, Brent Hickle. So a nice job by Brent getting up and thankfully getting off the field there.
Looks like the call went against the Orioles.
And as you said there, it's going to move them all the way back to the 44-yard line.
2nd down and 9.
And it spotted the foul penalty, so they did get some credit. It was a 10-yard penalty, but infraction committed about 11 yards down the field. So second and 10, as you said. Little double reverse here. And, breaks out of one tackle, still going, and able to pick up a few yards on the play. Very close to a first down. And that was number, is the body's unpiler, number 27, Dontrell Tolliver.
Garrett Bridge on the tackle for McCutcheon, number 91.
So it'll bring up third down. They need to get to the 35 and a half. They're at the 37. 4 minutes, 30 seconds left to play in the quarter.
I'm feeling an off-tackle play here to Love to get a few yards here to keep this drive going.
Offset eye.
Oops.
Ball on the floor, picked up, and a nice recovery there by Porter, and that should be enough for the first down. It is. Good piece of running there. He fumbled the ball, but did pick up the first down, and nice athleticism there.
Had a nice sense about himself to pick up the ball instead of just falling on it. Knew he had to get a couple yards, so really nice play by the quarterback there.
No, this is our varsity quarterback. Is he a junior or senior this year? That's currently escaping me.
He is a sophomore.
Oh, he's a sophomore.
Brandon Peters.
Okay.
Yep.
So the tandem of Porter and Luce are really going to have to work hard if they're going to have some varsity action at quarterback over the next year or so.
That's what it looks like. If Brandon stays healthy, he's more than likely a high D1 quarterback.
Right.
He stands tall in the pocket and does all the things in the off season that you'd love your quarterback to do.
Oh, and Love busted to the far side of the field. He's got room to run to the 10, to the 5, touchdown. And Darian Love, the sophomore running back, looking forward to joining Mr. Peters next year on the varsity level. But there's a flag on the play, unfortunately.
Yeah, it looks like those flags came in late. Looked like there might have been another crack block late, kind of behind the play.
So with 3:38 left to play in the first half, or first quarter, I should say, it looks like Avon's going to once again penalize itself out of a big play.
Officials are discussing when the penalty happened and if it was after the play or whether it's an in-play penalty. Looks like they're going to give him the touchdown.
Okay. Now, the touchdown is good. Personal foul on Avon, so that'll be enforced on the kick. But if you were to give Avon their choice, I'm sure they would rather have the touchdown.
I would agree.
And Stefan now on to attempt his third extra point of the ball game.
Looks like Drew Shiatovich is the snapper and Braden Luce is the holder. Avon specialist.
Snap spot. Kick is up. Kick is good. And Avon now leads at 21-0. 3:38 left to play in the first quarter. Can't ask for much more than what we've seen so far.
Avon is playing very well. McCutcheon had a long ride up here. Maybe they're a little groggy from the bus ride. I know that's always a concern when we make those long trips. You got to get off that bus and get your wits about yourself, and sometimes it takes a little bit, so maybe McCutcheon will get something going here.
Well, and you magnify it because, of course, as you're familiar with Andrew playing at the varsity level, that, it's hard enough to get to Lafayette by 7, much less by 6.
Yes, that is a very good point.
And, of course, this will be the final year of these Lafayette schools in the conference for the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. So Avon and Brownsburg, and those are the only two Hendricks County teams in our conference. But they will be adding new local foes coming up.
There's some big-time teams on the horizon going to be on the schedule.
I believe Ben Davis for Avon.
I've heard that rumor.
Also wanted to say it was either Lawrence North or Lawrence Central and Plainfield.
You are correct. Yeah, I think in 2 years, I think Plainfield will be added.
And it's going to be nice to bring back that local rivalry.
Oh, I agree.
I think that'll be very, very productive and good. I actually wish Brownsburg would have been able to do that too, but just Plainfield it appears, or just Avon will add Plainfield. So good move by Brad Holsinger and Lance Larkey and all of our friends. By the way, we have to say something nice about Lance here coming up. Ball fielded at the 20, takes it to the far side of the field to the 25, and taken down. Flag flies in on the far side of the field. That was number 27. Donnie Blount returning the ball for the Mavericks.
Michael Kuzma, number 86, on the tackle for the Orioles. I did not see what happened on this side of the field. It looked like
Lance was kind enough to unlock the drink dispenser for us up here tonight, so we want to thank Lance. He does an outstanding job as assistant AD. We really appreciate that.
Yes, he
I
does.
would have said something nice about him anyway, but it really got me focused on making sure to hammer that home.
It's kind of a unique situation with Avon now that they've got this balanced calendar.
Right.
We're on a 2-week leave right now for fall break. So we talked about McCutcheon making the long drive. Our kids have kind of been sitting around relaxing all day long, no school. So they should be fresh and ready to go. And I was talking to Lance before the game and saying, are you working on your fall break? And I don't think athletic directors necessarily get a fall break.
No, I am sure that they are here, and obviously Lance is here tonight, and I'm sure there's tons of sporting events still going on. The soccer teams, both boys and girls, still active and playing for Avon. So that's a big deal. I think Thursday night is the regional. Yeah, at North Central, is that right?
I think that's correct. One of the boys play Thursday and the girls Wednesday, I'd like to say. Both are ranked second in the state right now, so Avon's looking to hang a few more banners in the high school over there. It's about time to start hanging some more state championship banners.
Of course, their soccer program rolling to the right side, rolling, throw. Oh, he's hit as he throws. Is that a live ball? No, they called a forward pass.
Okay.
That could have been another 6 points for Avon, but they said he was throwing the football, and the quarterback number 10, Jamie Fryer, the junior, would I'm sure wish that this game could be started over at this point.
Brody Good back there applying the pressure at that point in time, forcing the quarterback into a wayward pass.
.308 left to play in the first quarter. It's been all Avon thus far. Snap given the far side of the field and wrestled down to the ground. Nice tackle there by number 30, Scott Campbell.
Yep, strong corner. Defends the pass very well, comes up and runs support very well. A big, tall, strong, athletic kid. He's going to be a very good player.
Well, this is where Avon, maybe runs into some issues here because they're clearly the physically and skill superior team this evening. No knock on McCutcheon, but just been clear early on. So how long do you leave those guys like Love in there or Porter, who are very good players who need their practice, but you also don't want to run the score up, and you certainly don't want to, you want to be good sports about everything. So that's a decision for the coaches, obviously.
You're correct. 3rd down and long.
Out of the shotgun, snap, back to pass, hit, throws, incomplete. And that had pick 6 written all over it. But Avon able to come up with it. 2:04 left to play in the first, and the Mavericks will be punting away again.
That was A.J. Elcock that was back there putting pressure on the quarterback that time. Defensive end, sophomore. Going to be a very good player.
Well, don't forget, we've got our varsity action coming up Friday night. Final regular season game. Orioles now at 5-3. Play host to Zionsville, who is at 4-4. Got a chance to see them last week. There's the punt. It'll be fielded at the 45 to the 50. Room to run and tripped up. Boy, that could have been a big gain for number 19.
Braden Luce,
that's right. And you were telling me last week he loves Johnny Manziel.
He does. He models his game after him. Braden is very athletic, and I'm not sure he's going to be Johnny Manziel, but he's a fun player to watch.
Well, it's important to walk the part,
Oh.
So anyway, the varsity looking to wrap up the season at 6-3 got a chance to see Zionsville last week at home against Brownsburg, and they looked very good in their win over the Bulldogs. So two pretty evenly matched teams will be coming up in what will be the final regular season game at Zionsville for legendary head coach Larry McWhorter. That's number 6, and I believe that was Antoine Newman on the run that time.
Yep. Zionsville, Coach Bless always states that Zionsville is very well coached, and we always get them the last game of the year, and they're always running like a fine oiled machine by that point in time. So Zionsville will be a strong opponent, and they've had a fairly good year. They've been a little bit down compared to their years past, but we don't expect anything but a very good Zionsville team coming in here Friday.
Down under center. Snap. Give. And, oh, boy, he was about one arm tackle away from busting that free. That was Newman again. And he did get enough for the first down, but he was thinking 6 there, Clark.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Antoine Newman is a junior, and he's obviously backing up Love at this point in time. Don't know if Darian's evening is done, but he had a couple productive runs tonight. He's probably got over 100 yards in his 2 attempts, so...
Yeah, and again, as we talked about just a few moments ago, that's a hard decision for the coaches because they definitely do want Darian to get his runs in and get his opportunities. But obviously, this game already, we're not even through the first quarter, probably out of reach. And Newman driven back that time. Nice tackle by number 7, Braden Yagi.
That was a very strong tackle. He came up from his linebacker position and met him in the hole and drove him back.
Well, and it's interesting. The Lafayette schools have really kind of fallen on some hard times athletically. Other than baseball, they still do remain somewhat prevalent in baseball and softball. But really football and basketball, some great programs that have hit some rough years in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. I think they'll be as happy to get out of this conference as the Indianapolis area schools will be to not have to travel to Lafayette anymore. Throw into the end zone.
Loose is open.
And he caught it. Touchdown. Our camera angle does not go to the corner of the end zone completely, but Loose with the catch and the touchdown. So nice job that time.
Great fly pattern run by Braden Loose right there, and the quarterback hit him right in stride. Defense was in great position, but it was just a perfect ball and a perfect catch.
Yeah, that was a really Andrew Luck, who will be playing a little bit later tonight. He would be very proud of that pass there by Porter.
Loose looked like T.Y. Hilton there in the corner of the end zone.
Avon really hitting on all cylinders. Snap spot. Kick is up. Kick is good. We've played one quarter, and it is a 28-0. Now Avon lead.
And that play in the first quarter. Yeah.
Well, again, we thank everybody for joining us tonight. Rob Kendall, along with Clark Griffin, bringing you tonight's game of Avon JV football. It's a pleasure to have you with us this evening as we continue to call what our final JV home game of the year. And, boy, Clark, you can't ask for much more than what we saw out of the Orioles in that first quarter, 28 points.
That was about a perfect quarter for Avon, and it's a nice night. We have had some great weather this year, haven't we?
Other than a few hot days, pretty much perfect in terms of I can't remember any games getting rained out or weathered out. We did have some issues at the varsity level one week, but that's pretty good. Normally we've got a lot more than that. And I believe from Avon's perspective, as there's a kick taken at the 15 to the 18, that's number 56. And that was Grant Fitzmaurice with the run. I believe Avon was able to get all their games in this year. I don't think we had to come back and play any on a Saturday.
No. I forget where we were the weekend of the bad weather, but we might have been in Lafayette or somewhere where the weather missed us that day because we played and we were comfortable where we were.
Yeah, the only schools of all of our schools that we covered that we had were Hamilton Southeastern and I believe Zionsville, and both of those there wasn't. I think Zionsville actually did have some inclement weather, but Southeastern was the threat of weather. So 9:38 and counting in the first half. I formation in the backfield. Snap. It's a run. Leans ahead. Big pile push and a nice gain of about 4 yards on a first down. Team effort there that time, Clark, as the entire McCutcheon squad getting behind the running back that time.
They gained about 3 yards on that. The Avon defensive line is doing a fine job of standing up and clogging holes and bringing the runner down.
Snap, there's the give. The lean is ahead, and it's up to the 33-yard line. A short gain that time, and it's going to bring up a third down. And they need to get about, 3 yards there?
Yep, it's third down and manageable, so could be a run, could be a pass here.
Snap, give, leans ahead. He's going to be short of the first down, but flag does fly. It's going to be offsides against Avon, it looks like, which will keep the drive going. And those are the sort of things Coach Bless talked about at the varsity level. Avon's got to do a better job of reining in their penalties.
Seemed like last Friday at McCutcheon, every time there was a penalty, it was on a 30 or 40-yard gain for the Orioles, so it really hurt when the flag came out.
So it's going to bring up a first down and 10. Ball at the 31. 8 minutes, 20 seconds and counting.
Might have been the first down the Avon team has given up tonight.
I think that's right. And again, they did not have the first down on the run, but it did become effective after the penalty was flagged. Back pass, quick drop, throws, got a man caught far side of the field. Avon swarms the receiver, and they'll drive him back. He's going to get about 3 yards on forward progress. And thus far, Clark, that's really the best that McCutcheon's been able to do, 3 or 4 yards at a time. Avon on it defensively.
Yeah, that was Scott Campbell again over there on the corner, working that end, and it was just like a little 2-yard hitch, and Scott came up and hit him right when he caught the ball and drove him back, and had some other Orioles over there to assist. So 2nd down and 8.
Snap, quick drop, steps up, throws, got a man caught again. Nice catch, middle of the field, breaks a tackle. Still going, very close to midfield. Good effort that time by number 30. That was Dakota Lovelace. And another first down for the Mavericks. McCutcheon, or Avon rather, saying McCutcheon fumbled the football. But the referees disagreeing, saying the runner was down by contact.
I don't know if that was the fullback that slid out of the backfield or the tight end, but that was someone that snuck out there and broke a tackle, and I think Zach Batustak finally cleaned him up after he got the first down.
Yeah, and there's Lovelace 30 who did make the catch. He's lined up in that sort of slot position there on the near side of the field, and he's been in the backfield as well, so he's been all over the place. Snap, quick drop, steps up, throws, looking. Oh, boy, got a man wide open, caught. See you later. 10-5, touchdown. That was number 81, Billy Loft, with the catch and the run and the score. So see you later. Quick score, quick strike for the Mavericks.
That was an outstanding play. Somehow he got behind the Oriole defense and was wide open. The quarterback hit him in stride, and he walked in the last 20 yards.
Nice pass by Fryer that time. And Fryer, on this drive, when he was given some opportunity to set his feet and throw the football, really doing an excellent job of converting there.
I think he was 3 for 3 on that drive.
Snap, spot, kick is up, kick is good. As that was number 14, Pedigo, with the kick. And see Coach Bless down there talking to some of the coaches and players. He's saying, all right, we'll let that one go. No more of that. I asked him when he actually came up here last week and did the show live with us. We taped it live, obviously. And I asked him, I said, do you intensely watch the JV and freshman games and try to pick up stuff from watching them? And he said, oh, absolutely. He's really looking for who's going to be the next set of varsity players.
Coach Bless does a great job. Him and his staff spend a lot of hours and a lot of time preparing scouting reports and practicing. And I tell you what, we're fortunate to have Coach Bless here, and the quality of people that he has on his staff, the amount of time they put in. We're really fortunate here in Avon, and we're always well prepared, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, and we mentioned earlier, how's Kendall doing? He's doing well?
Yep. Basketball practice at Wright State. NCAA started practice a little bit earlier this year, about 3 weeks earlier. I think there's still the same amount of hours they can practice before the first game, but they just gave him a few more weeks. So he goes like two days on, 1 day off, and they kind of spread it out a little bit. But
well, that makes sense, and I'm glad the NCAA decided to allow them to do that, because that really does make sense.
14 on the kickoff.
Little high floating kick. Oh, nice catch. Fielded on the fly. That was number 7. I think that was Connor McCandless with the catch for Avon.
That was a great play. He was on the front line there, and they just kind of pooch kicked it over the front, trying to maybe find a hole where the ball will bounce around and they could get the ball. But very nice play by Connor.
Ball will start at the 41 this time. 6:37 left to play in the first half. Clock will start now as the officials blow the whistle. Davion Porter still back there under center. Well, out of the shotgun, not really under center. Love takes it to the far side of the field, now cuts it back, does his best Barry Sanders imitation there, and that, unfortunately for him, didn't go anywhere.
McCutcheon had 3 or 4 defenders in the backfield that time, and Darien tried to change his field and came back into the heart of their defense and lost a couple yards on that play.
We were all hoping Kendall would be a Butler man,
Yeah, well, it was very close. Butler was recruiting him, and I know he had a lot of interest in going to Butler. He wanted to be a pharmacist, and there's not a better pharmacy program than Butler, so it would have been a good fit. I think he's a Butler kind of kid, but
we're happy that he's happy, though.
He is. He's very happy.
Back to pass, throwing, looking down the field, and overshot the receiver he had. Number 3, Cole Rightly, open.
Yep, another flag.
Flag does come in late, as you said. Holding going to be called against the Orioles. At least this time it does not cost them a big play. That would have been a tough one to have come back. They will accept the penalty. It's going to bring up second down and about 21.
Yep, that's going to put Avon in probably a passing position at this point in time, but the way they've been, the offense has been running, I have confidence that they could pick up a few yards here and make third down manageable.
5:27 left to play in our first half. It's 28-7. The Orioles leading the Mavericks, our final JV broadcast of the year. And now an official's whistle for something. The ball moved all the way back to the 28-yard line. I think they were debating the spot of the ball. Now, wait a second. Maybe the play was they must have declined the penalty.
I think you're right. I think they're going to settle for 3rd and 11 rather than 2nd and 21.
That's not a lot of confidence in your defense.
Well, 11 yards is probably hard to pick up in one down, so
it looks like it'll be 3rd down. And as you said, just about 11 yards, and they got to get just past midfield. Snap, quick drop, steps up, flushed out, throws, got a man, it's Love. Love to the 40, to the 50, breaks a tackle, barrels ahead, and he gets the first down. And I'll tell you what, he was an arm tackle from Adam Headley away from potentially tiptoeing down the sidelines into the end zone.
Avon has always been a very good screen team. They've run that for years and years. It's those defensive linemen get their ears pinned back, and they want to get back there to that quarterback and obvious passing down and slip that back out of the backfield, and then our big linemen get out there in front of him and pave the way. Very nice play.
Well, it's interesting, as Avon comes to the line of scrimmage now with the 1st and 10, how the program really didn't miss a beat in that transition between Coach Shelbourne and Coach Bless, really just able to sustain success. And it was funny, we were talking about it. I was talking about it last Friday evening with somebody after the Brownsburg game, where Brownsburg sort of in that rebuilding mode this year, where they were 17-1 the past few years, and now they're under 500 for this year. But Avon has never, while they may have had I think maybe a 5-4 team in the regular season, they've never had that super rebuilding, 2 or 3 win season.
Yeah, and that may be attributable to Coach Blue and the weight room. I mean, obviously here at Avon we've got a great number of kids to select from, and Coach Blue does an excellent job in the weight room. These kids are all lifting every day, and I think they go to the Ben Davis Lift-a-thon, and they do a good job every year of competing in that, and it's just something that strength and speed has been at a premium here at Avon over the last 10 years I've been here.
Because even last year, I think they did finish 5-4 in the regular season, but then won a couple games in the playoffs and ended up 7-5, I think, for the overall campaign. So it's interesting how really since Coach Shelbourne arrived, and that was 98 or 99 or whenever that was, that they've really I'm sure some historian somewhere is throwing his notebook down that I don't know exactly what year Coach Dave arrived, but really just sustained excellence at the football program at Avon High School. Quick drop, steps, throws, got a man, caught. Nice catch by Rightly there at the 30. And you think about it, every year Avon opens with Hamilton Southeastern, who's one of the 5 best teams, it seems like, in the state every single year.
Yep, it's a great way to open the season in many regards because you're playing a top 5 team every year, but on the downside, if you don't play your very best, you're going to be 0-1 to start the year. Yep. And I think the 10 years I've been around, we've been 0-1 more than we've been 1-0. But Hamilton Southeastern is a great team to open up with, and most of the teams in the conference are very strong. Looking at the tight end.
Boy, and that was number 89 who was open in the middle of the field, and that was Norman McDuffie. And he was open, but just a little bit high on the ball toss that time. 2:59 left to play in the first half. 28-7. Avon with the decisive lead over McCutcheon, and I think McDuffie's a little bit shaken up there on the play.
Yeah, looked like he got hit. He was stretching out to catch the ball, and I don't know if he maybe got his air knocked out while he was had his arm stretched out trying to catch the ball, or if he might have tweaked a knee or something when he came down. But trainers out there tending to him now.
Well, and it gives us a chance to really give some credit to some folks that don't get a lot of credit a lot of times. That's the training staff out here at Avon High School. You've had, obviously, 4 kids now? This is the 4th going through the program, and I'm sure you always felt very, very secure in who was looking after your kids.
We've had our share of time with the trainers, there's no doubt, and we've always been blessed here at Avon to have very good trainers. Angie Miller is the head trainer here, and she's been here as long as I've had kids, and she's done a fantastic job of always taking care of them. And I'll tell you, a big issue these days is concussions, and I tell you what, Avon doesn't take concussions lightly. They are ones that have a good program in place, and if your kid has a concussion like mine have had in the past, they're very careful to bring them back and make sure they come back at the appropriate time. And
well, we have definitely seen an emphasis placed on the protection of players at all levels towards the head injuries, especially over the last, say, 5 years. For a while, all the craze and concern was over heat exhaustion or time and length of practices, and now it's kind of shifted towards head injuries on the football field.
we're back to play now, 2nd and 10.
Snap, give, Love, cuts it back, bounces off one tackler, spins off another. And nobody really tackled him. He just sort of got clotheslined by a couple of players, and finally I think about the third one ended up taking him down.
McCutcheon's defense, they've kind of woken up here. They're playing a little bit better and kind of controlling the line of scrimmage a little bit. Avon front 5 or 6 need to move them out of the way here a little bit.
Yeah, it was 28-0 at the end of the first quarter. It's now 28-7, so still ways to go in this second quarter with 2 minutes and change left to play. But McCutcheon winning the second quarter thus far. Snap, quick drop, steps up, has time, looking for the end zone, down the field, up to oh boy, great D. Up, and there comes a flag.
Yeah. Looked like
Luce was trying to get the ball. I wouldn't exactly call him open, but that was good defense there by Landon Moffitt. Unfortunately for him, the officials said an infraction occurred, so that's going to be a big gain for the Orioles. But in hindsight, big gain better than a touchdown.
it looked like the ball was just underthrown a little bit. Braden had beaten his man and then had to come back to the ball, and I think the defender kind of ran into him there at the goal line when Braden was trying to come back and catch the ball. Braden did a nice job of coming back to the ball like the receivers are taught and drew the contact and got the 15-yard penalty and the automatic first down.
Well, now it is going to be 1st and 10, as we said. They're going to move the ball all the way forward ahead to the 15-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 15. So still a chance to pick up a first down. And it's nice they've got a lot of the varsity players helping out on the chains down there, putting those kids to work.
Yep, the support here, I'm looking down on the sideline. There's lots of varsity players here supporting their friends and the JV players. It's good to see. Avon's a great place. It's got good chemistry and good camaraderie, and these kids all support each other.
Now, does Andrew play basketball?
He does. Yep, he played on the freshman basketball team last year, and he will be going out for basketball again, and he also plays baseball.
Well, we may have to drag you up for some basketball broadcasts then coming up this winter.
All my friends will tell you that I know basketball a little bit better than I know football. My kids play football because of my wife, Julie.
That's interesting.
Not because of me.
Oh, quarterback keeper, Porter trying to get to the far side of the field. He does, wow. And he is going to take it in for the score. Boy, he found a third gear there when he got to about the 14-yard line, and he was able to run it in for the score. It looked like he was going to be hit and dropped maybe after a short gain, but he took it all the way there, Clark.
Yeah, they were stringing the play out, and he just hit another gear and got the corner, and once he got around that corner, it was pay dirt. So, very nice run. Ball is down, the kick is up, and the Avon specialists are 5 for 5 tonight. Push the lead to 35-7. 1:17 left to go here in the second quarter.
That was a nice response there by Avon. Obviously, as we had said, the game not really in doubt per se, but after having really let McCutcheon, assert itself here in the second quarter with 1:17 to play, able to score another touchdown. And we'll see if McCutcheon, with 1:17 to go, just wants to be content to run this thing into the locker room, or whether they want to be adventurous and try to put some points up.
I bet they put it in the air again. They had some success on that last drive, and I bet the defensive coordinator for Avon probably got the defensive line's attention. They've done a great job this year putting pressure on the quarterback. A.J. Alcock and a couple of the other defensive linemen do a good job of getting after the quarterback, and I would anticipate if they try to air it out here, we're going to have a little pressure on the quarterback this time.
Well, and since it is our final JV game, we do want to thank our JV cheerleaders. They do an excellent job showing up to all the games and, of course, being very supportive of the play of the JV team. They go on the road too, I assume.
I'm not sure, but they do backflips for every point after every touchdown. So at 35 in the first half, we may be to 70 by the second half.
Ball to the 20. Far side of the field, spins out of a couple tackles across the 25 to the 26. Yeah, they got the really good end of that deal, though, because like at Plainfield, we do the JV, a lot of JV games for Plainfield. Their cheerleaders have to do push-ups for points, and it's each cheerleader has to do the push-ups for each point. So not to demean the effort being put forth by our JV cheerleaders, but they
at 35 points in the first half, I don't want to do backflips or push-ups.
I could not. I'd be struggling at 35 push-ups. I mean, and I try to do push-ups on a regular basis, but yeah, they definitely are big supporters, and I'm sure the parents and players all appreciate their efforts. Snap, give, and they are probably, it looks like, just going to try to run the clock out here, as that's a lean forward for a gain of a couple on first down.
Yep, the clock is running. It looks like they may be content to go to halftime down 35-7.
Well, you know, their coaching staff may be looking at the fact that it is 6:55, and you know, the Colts start at 8:30, I think. So, you know, they're probably figuring if we can get out of here by 7:30, we might be able to make it home for the opening kickoff.
They could always stop at the Avon B-dubs. And
that's true. Or, yeah, that's right. And hit and taken down in the backfield. And I think that's going to bring about an end to the first half. It will. So we will step aside for a few minutes and come back. We'll bring you the second half where Avon leads at 35-7. Rob Kendall along with Clark Griffin coming to you from, oh, nope, they're going to run one more play, it looks like. Don't worry, Clark, I'll take this one. Back to pass, and he's going to be down by contact, and that will bring about the end of our first half. So we will step aside, be back, and bring you the second half. Avon leads at 35-7. Well, as we get ready to begin our second half, we definitely want to take a few moments to thank our sponsors that have made tonight's broadcast possible, including Reynolds Body Shop, a proud sponsor of Avon Football. They're conveniently located at 4325 West Washington Street in Indianapolis, just 4 stoplights east of 465. Their phone number is 243-2372, and they're open Monday through Friday from 7:30 to 5. Reynolds has been family-owned and operated for 30 years, specializing in collision repair. Reynolds Body Shop is also an insurance work specialist. Learn more about them on the web at reynoldsbodyshop.com. And Legends Pub and Grill is located at 1100 North State Road, 267 in Avon. They're open Monday through Saturday from 11 to 3 and Sunday from noon to 12. They're Indy's West Side hotspot and have a DJ and dancing on Saturday nights. For more information, check Legends Pub and Grill out on Facebook at 272-9040. And McNamara Florist is Indy's hometown florist since 1954 with 8 convenient locations, including the new Avon store on Rockville Road. McNamara Florist is famous for floral designs for all occasions that help clients express their emotions through flowers. Visit McNamara Florist for outstanding personal service and to select from a renowned home decor merchandise, including stunning Christmas classics. McNamara Florist is located at 9655 East Highway 36 in Avon and can be reached at 579-7900. And we also wish to thank Citywide Paving for their support of Avon football and our Avon football broadcast this year. Those are our sponsors. We could not do it without them, so thank you very much to our friends that we just mentioned. Getting ready to begin our second half, where Avon leads at 35-7. Rob Kendall, along with Clark Griffin, coming to you live tonight from Avon High School. Good first half for the Orioles. Clark, hard for Avon to put together a much better first half than what they did.
You are correct. They played a very good game, offensively and defensively. Special teams were very good. And looking forward to a second half of quality play.
And we should point out, everybody was immensely embracing your celebrity out there as the new team announcer.
Well, I have a lot of friends out there, and that's why I'm here, supporting Avon football, and a lot of quality people here in Avon that will say nice things about you, even if they don't believe it.
So Avon will kick off, as they did receive the ball to begin the game. 10 minutes go up on the clock, 2 10-minute quarters left to go. And again, we would assume Avon with the sizable lead. We may see some new faces in the second half. I'm hoping, I don't know if we will, but we see Braden Luce under quarterback, under center. Stephen with the kick, nice kick, line drive kick into the end zone, and that will move the ball to the 20-yard line.
I would like to see Braden play quarterback as well. Drew Shiatovich also plays quarterback at the JV level, so we've got two other kids that are quality quarterbacks, really good athletes. They both play both ways. They both play defense, special teams, offense. First and 10 at the 20 for the Mavericks.
Again, McCutcheon in the home whites, red letters and numbers. I'm sorry, the road whites, red letters and numbers. Yellow pants, Avon, home blacks, white letters and numbers, gold trim. One thing that is different from our JV games, or from our varsity games, is the clock will often start on the change of possession while the teams are in the huddle. Running the ball to the far side of the field and knocked out of bounds. Short gain on first down. Good job by Avon that time.
Brody Good over there, outside linebacker, supporting the run. Forced him out for no gain, it looks like.
Yeah, and we were talking outside there during halftime about the change in schedule. Pike and Ben Davis coming into the 4A next year for Avon. And then I believe Plainfield will also come in there in 2 years. And so it'll be Pike, Ben Davis, and Plainfield will be the new three-team rotation beginning in 2015.
That'll be a lot shorter road trips and a lot better competition.
Well, and it solves a problem for Plainfield that they have had for years, which has been that one game on their schedule where they've had to hodgepodge it together. You know, they always have Danville, and then I think they've got 7-game conference schedule, but they've always had that one second game of the year. Or they've had Columbus. I think they had Kokomo. I think they, so you guys are really doing a fine community service there by attaching yourselves to the Plainfield squad.
I've been watching Plainfield score. We've got a couple buddies that played baseball with my kids that are playing over there, and they've had an outstanding year. They beat Columbus North or East, which was a 6A team, and that was a big victory early on in the year.
Yeah, I think they play like 3 5As passed down the middle of the field. It is tipped up incomplete, nearly intercepted, and now they assume the punt team will come on. They play, I think, 3 5As, 1 6A, and then Danville in there as well, which is a 3A. But 4 of their 9 games are against, I think, 5 or 6A teams. You got Decatur Central, Martinsville, Columbus North, who you mentioned, and then they've also got the Ron Colley squad, who, while they are a 4A school, certainly because of the nature of being a private school, one of the best 4A schools, so arguably on par with your better 5A schools.
Yeah, Ron Colley is no treat to play. They have historically have been a strong program that competes at the highest level at the 5A, and now I think they could hang with 6A teams. So that's a tough game for Plainfield.
Now, one thing I'll be curious on is whether they will, how the Crossroads Conference schedule is going to change, whether Avon will still open with Hamilton Southeastern or whether they will open with their non-conference schedule to begin the year. And I guess we'll have to ask Brad about that and figure that out.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. I think I'd heard that we will.
Fake punt. He's running.
He's got some room. He's going to pick it up.
He's going to pick it up. Boy, you want to talk about being super adventurous there. Caught the ball very near his old goal line, and I got a feeling that was a design play. He looked either that or he was going to be looking for a new high school football team to play for if he didn't pull that one out.
Avon was definitely not looking for a fake there, and I'm not sure if it was a called play, but looked like the snap was low, but he picked it up and found his way around the left end and picked up a first down. Ball's on the 35-yard line. Looks like McCutcheon's going to take a timeout.
And McCutcheon will, as you said, take a quick pause and a timeout. Now, I'm admiring Coach Bless. I always love watching him on the sidelines. Just people just come up and start talking to him, and he's always friendly enough. I'd imagine the opportunity to talk to the high school football coach still a pretty big deal in a community like Avon that so revels in its football.
I believe it would be.
Well, it was interesting. We were talking during the halftime with a couple of parents, and they were saying that we're coming up on perhaps getting this field turf replaced pretty soon. That we had mentioned.
Yeah, it's been in for about 8 years, I think, and I think we agreed that it's held up pretty well. But Brad Dickinson is tied in with a lot of different things, and he's got the knowledge that maybe there was a 10-year deal and they're going to replace it after 10 years. So.
Well, we were pointing out, as you said, how well it's held up, and even I was just speaking from the perspective of the paint and how the field still looks very nice. And I remember at the time when they built the stadium and then added the field turf, it was really state of the art. I think we may have been the only, minus I think Lafayette Jeff was the first one to have it, and I think they may have had it when they entered the conference. It was a big deal when Avon got its field turf. Driven back, short gain on first down there. But now everybody other than Westfield, I think, has, what will be the conference other than Westfield. I don't think Harrison has it.
No, Harrison does not, and we were just at McCutcheon. McCutcheon and Harrison both have grass fields at this point in time.
And I'm told that Westfield is getting the field turf, so and they're getting some stadium renovations. Maybe it's a new stadium. Because Westfield, that's good. They're getting a new press box. They are the sweat box up there at Westfield. Very small, compact little press box up there. So that'll be nice.
I've never had the pleasure to be up there, but I'll trust you.
Looked like either some confusion or something happened on that play. But regardless, number 90, A.J. Elcock, getting in there and making a big hit and picking up what will be deemed a sack. So nice job by AJ. He was very excited.
He is an emotional player. He plays this game with a lot of emotion as the Avon defensive coaching staff. Chris Bombi is the defensive coordinator at the varsity level, and he coaches that way, and he wants his players to play that way.
Well, I was going to say it was either that or he picked himself on his fantasy football team this week. So back to pass, steps up. Flushed out of the pocket, room to run. He's got the 35, cuts it up to the 40. He'll run out of bounds. Clock will stop there. He's going to be short by about 5 yards of the first down. And Fryer, the quarterback, taking off. And now we will see with 6:41 left to play whether they punt or go for it.
That was Zach Batustak coming up from his linebacker position to force the quarterback out. Short of the first down. Very nice play.
They are going to punt it away. Ball's at the 41.5. They need the 45. It's about 3.5 yards short, and we will see if they got the guts to run another fake punt.
Or see if they can get the ball back to the kicker so we can kick it. Braden Luce back deep for the Orioles.
They did fake it again.
Short.
They're going to go for it. He's got it. First down and more, and just make that their offense. That's the most effective plays they've had.
They've picked up 50-plus yards on 2 fake punts now this half.
That was Grant Fitzmaurice with the fake that time, and I'm sure the Avon coaching staff taking note of this. Obviously, JV different than varsity, but
yeah,
I'm actually surprised at the high school level, Clark, you don't see more fake punt attempts.
You're right. We don't see it very often. That was a pretty simple one, though. They just snapped it to the personal punt protector, and he went around the left end. They had some good blocking over there, and obviously Avon was looking to get in there and put pressure on the punter, and they picked up the first down.
High snap, back to pass, steps up, throwing down the field, going down the sidelines, and it's short, and a flag is going to come in.
Yeah.
And that's probably going to be pass interference called on Avon.
Looked like very similar to the call against McCutcheon in the first half, where the pass was underthrown and the receivers coming back and the defenders just not looking back at the ball, and they ran into one another. So Very consistent call.
Ball's going to be spotted at the 35-yard line.
McCutcheon started this half with a very nice drive. Obviously, they've taken a couple chances here and went for it on 4th down, but first and 10 here in Avon territory.
Yeah, as you said, Clark, 1st down and 10. Snap, drops back, steps up, throws. Oh, caught and dropped. He was wide open. That was number 39, Darius Williams.
Very well thrown ball. He's got to catch that. He had a little room, probably would have been able to run for 5 or 10 more yards, but fortunate for the Orioles, he dropped it.
Ball will go back to the 35, 5:31 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Avon up 35-7 in our JV game. This will be our final JV broadcast of the year, I believe. And I can't swear to that, though. It could be JV next week. I'll have to look at our schedule. I'll do that here momentarily. Spinning ahead, that was number 45, Cole Gerard. I'm sorry.
Zach Batustak in on the stop again for the Orioles. The Zionsville game is normally a Saturday morning game to end the year because sectional play begins. They normally, after the Friday night game, the Zionsville freshman and JV games are that very next Saturday morning.
Looks like, yeah, you are correct, as you most usually are. It is October 19th, our freshman game, 10 a.m. here at against Zionsville. So Saturday will be our final regular season broadcast of the year. That is why you are around, Clark, because you know everything related to Avon athletics.
I know a few things. If you ask me a question that I know, I'm helpful, but I would doubt to say I know all things. 4th down and 3.
Yeah, big opportunity coming up here.
McCutcheon's going to stay out of the fake punt formation. It looks like they're going to go with a normal formation here. Try to pick up this 1st down.
I formation in the backfield, 3:58 and counting. Trying to draw them off sides. They may just, nope, they do run the play. There's the give.
Oh, nice play.
And he's going to be hit, short, stopped. I don't think he got it, and I think we're going to have a turnover on downs.
Bailey Utterback, number 51 on the stop for the Orioles. Avon's offense is coming out for the first time this half after a nice long drive. Took up about 6+ minutes for McCutcheon there, but Avon will have their shot now.
Yeah, 3:47 left to play in our 3rd quarter. Rob Kendall along with Clark Griffin. Coming to you live or on demand if you're watching the archive podcast of this event from Avon High School. JV action, and they do have Porter back in at quarterback. So apparently feeling like he's the guy for the evening. And the run is to Newman. Newman will cut it back, pick up maybe a yard on the play.
Davion had a great first half and threw the ball well, ran the offense well, had a run around the end where he showed his speed. So Avon's offense is in good hands.
I'm really torn, Clark, because I've got the Colts coming up tonight, but then there's the show Blacklist that's on NBC Monday nights at I think it's 9 o'clock, maybe 10. That I got to watch. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to. I realize if I try to DVR the Colts that I'll know, via Facebook or Twitter exactly what's happened. Oh, nice run by Newman. Cuts it back, breaks it free, and he's got a 1st down across the 40-yard line.
Pickup of about 12 yards there. We'll give Avon a 1st down. The line did a nice job opening up that hole on the right side. Robbie, if I had to guess, I'd say you might want to watch the Colts game. I mean, that's That's all I know about you is you're broadcasting athletic events.
Yeah, it's the way I'm leaning. I'm leaning towards doing that. Maybe DVR the other and then watch it afterwards.
I'm not familiar with your other shows, so
It's James Spader.
Mm-hmm.
Who's a great actor.
Offsides.
Snap, give. Newman bounces off one tackle, cuts it back, does get the initial line of scrimmage, maybe a little bit more. He plays this CIA government agent guy who kind of went off the grid, started selling secrets to other government agencies, and then he's like turned himself back in. Nobody really knows why. One of those, CIA, FBI drama shows.
Interesting.
I am a James Spader fan, so I more watch it for him rather than the show, because he was on The Office for a few years. Two receivers set to the left side. Now there's the give. Newman cuts it back, leans out. Ball's on the floor, fumbled, loose ball. Who got it? They're saying McCutcheon. And that's a turnover by the Orioles, so that was not what Avon wanted.
McCutcheon's done a good job on this drive of getting a lot of hats to the ball. They've gang tackled well, and Avon opened up a hole there, but at the second level it looked like a linebacker might have jarred the ball loose, and McCutcheon was right on top of it.
Well, with a minute 31 to play in our third quarter, McCutcheon with the ball back in Avon territory, ball at the 47-yard line. Clock will continue to move now. Two receivers to the left side of the field, one receiver to the right. Out of the shotgun, there's a snap. Quick drop, steps up, throws incomplete.
Avon brought a blitz that time right up the middle. It caused a quick throw. Looked like the receiver was just coming out of his break when the ball got there, so the pressure up front allowed the incompletion.
Second down now, minute 4 to play in the quarter. Snap, throw, got a man. Ooh, incomplete. Boy, he was open, too. Second pass in a row where the receiver was open, and they could not convert. Don't forget, just a reminder, if you are just tuning in tonight, we will have Friday night's broadcast of Varsity Action for you against Zionsville right here. Brian Scott, Dave Shelbourne will bring you all the action on senior night. And then we'll have the freshman game for you coming up on Saturday morning. And after that, it's on to sectionals. And the Orioles will open their sectional campaign at Ben Davis a week from Friday. So very exciting. Encourage you to check all those out. And also a couple chances to hear Coach's thoughts as we'll have our regular Mark Bless show taped it this afternoon. It'll be up this evening. And then back to pass, steps up, throws, got a man caught, far side of the field. He's going to stay inbounds, still running, and then is pushed out of bounds for a first down. And then Wednesday evening, and it'll be up Thursday, from McDonald's, Coach Bless will head out to Rockville Road and talk with Brian Scott about, in depth about, we do the 6-minute version with Coach, and then he goes a little more in depth with Brian Scott.
I always enjoy the Hendricks County Coaches Show. I like the podcast and listen to Coach Bless and Coach Comer talk about their teams, and I really enjoy the athletes. You bring on the special guests.
Well, the coaches have been real good, and we love our friends at McDonald's for helping us out with that. Coaches have been great about bringing the kids out, and that's kind of why we do it, is to give them some exposure. And, a lot of these kids are going to be playing college athletics at some point, and it's nice to give them a little practice about talking to the media. Plus, Brian Scott's just so beautiful. We had to get him on a video podcast,
That's a good point. I know College Prospects of America is one of your title sponsors there, and I'm very good friends with Bill Verhonick. And I remember when he was looking into investing in that company that we had many hours of discussions about what high school students needed at that level to continue playing and to find a college. And College Prospects of America does a great job of matching up kids with universities that need them.
Yeah, it's interesting when I had first, heard about them and what they did, and they had approached us about helping out with the show. It's a unique service. Because you think about it, it's not really that much different from whether you're looking for employment in a certain field or whatever it might be. Anybody that can help you get a leg up and kind of mix and match with a college or a university that really fits, what you're looking for. Pass, open, caught, inside the 10, and taken down at about the 8. It's a great service to have. If you're, you've got, obviously, you'll have 3 kids in college and then one more that's just a few years away.
Yep, and that service does a great job of finding universities around colleges and universities around the country that's just a good match for the kids. So it's really useful, and if your kid wants to continue playing athletics at that level, and they're not the high D1 kids that the big schools can come out and find, they do a great job of matching you up and allowing your student athlete to continue playing and get some money along with it.
Yeah. Now, your daughter that is senior this year, I assume she's going to do some sort of college athletics somewhere.
My daughter
Volleyball,
Rachel, yep, she is committed to attend Indiana State. She's going to go play volleyball there, be a setter there, and get her degree in exercise science. And we're excited about that opportunity for her.
Yeah. Now, I went to Indiana State for a year, so I can say that's a nice school. And while I did not finish at Indiana State, I enjoyed the year I spent there.
They are making a lot of improvements there. I hadn't been on campus much, but we've went on a couple visits and obviously watched a volleyball game or two there. And the facilities are nice, and they're making improvements to dormitories and.
That started out as a teachers' college.
Yeah.
Years ago, and both of my parents graduated from Indiana State. They were there at the Larry Bird years.
Very nice.
So good school to be at. And now back to our action. 35-7 our score. We're starting the fourth quarter. McCutcheon with the ball driving into Avon territory. It is second down. They can pick up another first down at about, looks like, just outside the 5. Snap, quick drop, Fryer back to pass, flushed out of the pocket, rolling, cuts it back, and he will be short of the first down. And once again, A.J. Elcock in there on the tackle. And Coach Bless is definitely going to know about A.J.'s performance tonight. So he will show up on film and in person.
He does a nice job of putting pressure on the quarterback, and it looks like he likes to play football. He does. He enjoys what he does, and he's very good at it. So
well, AJ's a part of that as we were talking about, that very talented sophomore class that currently is at Avon High School. Several of them getting varsity experience, and then a lot of these kids may have the talent. They just need some more size in order to be competitive varsity players, and hopefully by their junior seasons they'll have that give. And great tackle by a host of Orioles that time. Cole Gerard, again the runner, and just nowhere to go. Now it'll bring up fourth down.
That was A.J. again, and Matt Batustak simultaneously hitting the runner in the backfield and bringing up a fourth down.
So now fourth down. We're getting out of the shotgun. Fryer, snap, steps up, looking, throwing, got a man caught. He's to the 5, and I think he's going to be short of the first down. It's going to depend on the spot. He is close.
Jordan Peterson came up and made the hit there right about the 5 or 6 yard line, and it looks like they've turned it over on downs.
So nice job by the Avon squad holding there. 8:28 left to play in the ball game. And it will bring up 1st and 10 as they do turn it over on downs. Again, we do want to thank Brad Holsinger and Lance Larkey and the entire athletic staff out here at Avon High School. They're always great to us in terms of taking care of us and making sure we got everything we need, and even boosted the Wi-Fi signal out here, which has made it easier to do these games this year. So we appreciate that.
I have noticed when I've been listening that the radio broadcast or the internet broadcast has been very clear this year.
Well, Brian Scott's got a little trick, not to give away the secret, but a little trick he does that I do not do. But these guys have made it possible even for a trickless guy like me to be able to pull them off this year. So we do appreciate that. There's a run on first down. Nice gain of about 4 yards. That was number 93, it looked like. Is that right? 93?
Yeah.
Hunter
Tischler?
Okay. So a nice run on first down. Brings up second down. It's a little unusual sometimes to see a 90-something in the backfield getting the football. But I suppose when you're a school the size of Avon, somebody's got to be 90-something.
I think the Michigan University quarterback is number 98 this year.
And he got the old Mark Harmon's number. That's what they did. They gave him the Mark Harmon number. Or no, not Mark Harmon. Mark Harmon's the actor. Mark Harmon's dad is who it was. And the ball's loose, but there was a whistle that blew. The play was dead. Flag comes in. That's ridiculous. Mark Harmon's dad was a great Michigan football player, and that's whose number that they gave away. Mark Harmon, the famed actor.
I did not know that. I just thought it was odd that the quarterback was number 98.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to Google it as we sit here because of course I cannot remember Mark Harmon's dad's first name. But thankfully, because we live in the iPhone world,
I've noticed you can multitask very well. You can call the game.
Yeah, that's what I do. You know, when you're the owner of the company, you gotta be able to. Tom Harmon. There we go. Tom Harmon, former Michigan great, and that's. I think they've kind of done that here, or in the process of doing that, of relinquishing some of the old retired numbers to current players, which is kind of cool. And unfortunately for me, as a Notre Dame fan, they did that, and then the Michigan quarterback threw for like 10,000 yards against Notre Dame that night.
He did have a good game that day.
Snap, give, run back, and leaning ahead across the 15. Again, I believe that was Tischler. Yeah, it was. So it'll bring up second down. And no, is that enough for first down? Yeah, they're telling them to move the chains. They're telling those high school kids, hey, let's go.
They've probably lost a little of interest at this point in time.
They've just got them out there as mandatory labor at this point.
No homework to go home to tonight.
Right,
though,
apparently
so.
not. Well, that's right. They're on fall break.
Fall break.
And we hope any of the teachers got all their tests out of the way before fall break. So, and a fumbled snap. Avon does recover. Your minds can go to mush for the next 2 weeks, kids. And
I've got a couple in my house that are headed that way.
Well, it is interesting, as you know, and as a parent, I would be curious because Brownsburg's on the same calendar as Avon, of course. Are you liking the new year-round calendar better than the old? Because, of course, you had kids that went under the old calendar, too. So.
Yes, I've had 2 under the old and 2 under the new, and we like the new calendar. I mean, the summer, when you have athletes like my kids, they're here every day involved anyway over the summer. So there's not the summer is at 3 months can get a little bit too long.
Right. And, you know, I will say as somebody who was went under the older calendar when it was a longer summer because there were fewer school days, we were just getting into trouble after 2 months. That final month there was nothing productive happening.
Now, they don't like it so much in July when they go back, but I'm telling you, as of Friday, they were big fans of the fall, of the 2-week fall break because I had a couple happy campers in my household. I've had 10 or 12 kids in my house over the past couple days, and they have all got smiles on their faces, and there is no stress right now. So all is good in Avon.
Well, and it's nice, and obviously the world we live in is ever evolving. And, of course, when Ben Davis makes a decision that they're going to do something because Avon and Brownsburg are tied in through the Career Center and things like that they've got to kind of de facto get on board with that as well. And then you assume over time a lot of these other schools will follow suit. And that, boy, big run there.
Nice
Job.
I think that's Tischler again.
Yep, as you said, Tischler with the run. So that's nice, and it's I would think I'm torn on that because obviously as a traditionalist, you love that long summer break. But as a parent, I think I would see the validity of not letting troublemakers like me have 3 months to themselves.
I was probably not too much unlike you, and I probably could have used the balanced calendar myself.
Yeah. Well, and again, as we talked about, if you're an athlete, which the majority of kids, I would assume, are in some capacity involved in either athletics or band or something, some form of extracurricular activity. You're here all the time anyway. Boy, big hit, knocks him back. And
Tischler on the run again.
4 minutes and counting. And I know Coach Bless is very excited to have these 2 weeks heading into sectionals on vacation.
Yeah, it's a unique circumstance where you can, I guess you can pick your practice time. I know
Right.
Andrew was in earlier today lifting, so I know they had a lifting session earlier and then was back over here about 3:30, I think, for film for a couple hours. And then before the JV game, it looked like the quarterback and receivers were out just kind of learning some new routes or working on some routes. But, yeah, it gives you a little extra time.
Snap, give, spins ahead. Tischler leans forward to the 35. Yeah, it's interesting. The older I get, the more respect I have for teachers and what they go through, and just or coaches for that matter. And it's totally thankless industry,
I raised my kids to be priests and nuns, and if they weren't going to do that, I wanted them to be teachers because I have the utmost respect for teachers and all that they do, and especially the coaches and the teachers at Avon High School. They put in so much extra time. It's just a great school system.
Porter down under center, I formation in the backfield. Snap, back to pass, steps up, has time, going to air it out deep. And he's got a man, and it is, caught. And, boy, McCutcheon defender did get a hand in there right at the very end. And that was a huge play.
That was very nice execution by Avon. The route was crisp, and the throw was right on the mark, and the McCutcheon defender was right there to bat it away at the last second.
Well, and you got to wonder, Clark, especially as we head to next year, Porter will be a senior. Does Coach Bless, as he enters the offseason, start to look at potentially ways to get him involved in the offense, either in the backfield of some sort or the flea flicker type plays, because he does have a great arm and has shown he has some speed. So a good problem for Coach Bless to have for 2014 is how to get Porter involved in the offense.
Yeah, there are a lot of good athletes here at Avon, and Coach Bless finds ways of getting them involved on the offensive side of the ball or the defensive side of the ball.
So with 2 minutes and 9 seconds to go, Avon will send the defense back on the field. What could be the final possession of the ball game? Clark, definitely, as we wind down, I want to thank you for doing the game with me tonight. That was a blast.
Well, I appreciate the invite. I came here an hour early to watch warm-ups and just kind of hanging out, and
that'll teach you to do that.
Had no idea I would be invited to do this, but it's a lot of fun.
Well, we really appreciate you doing it. It's always more fun to call the game with a friend, and obviously we've known each other for a while, and you're always welcome up here. And now you can check that off your bucket list that you've been an announcer.
It was on my bucket list, and I will check it off tonight.
Minute 55 and counting. They didn't give. Certainly, they basically played a first quarter. Didn't starter 30 run down.
Job after that. And being down 28-0, you might lose some interest, but they have fought back. A lot of
reminder by the archive Bless you. Just thoughts on the last Friday. We'll have night and Saturday games come that passes, and so to time of year season back.
Avon's champions and looking to maybe go 2 in a row, and they start sectional play at Ben Davis, or no, it's at Brownsburg, and they play a very tough. Trying to think of who they drew.
Well, it's a great year for that sectional because Brownsburg has a great team, as you mentioned. Avon, of course, the defending state champions.
It's Martinsville. Martinsville just took us to 5 sets about a week ago. So a week of volleyball.
We saw we cover Decatur Central, and we do some volleyball for Decatur Central, and I saw them play Decatur Central, and they are very good. Martinsville, very, very good team. Now, it's interesting. Your youngest daughter is the only Griffin with the state championship under her belt. So does she kind of, brag to the other siblings?
Well, yes, well. Yeah, it's another in her cap.
Low the punter, and he falls on it at the 2-yard line. So with 41 seconds to go, we will see if Avon tries to punch one, take a knee, and say that's enough. I'm sure if you are a running back or receiver actively hoping they try to score a few more points.
Give it to me, Coach.
Chance to get your name on the announcements at school tomorrow.
We're on fall break, so they have to wait a couple weeks.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. And I will tell any of the players that go back and watch this, by that point, your peers will not care. They may not even care tomorrow.
The clock is running, so I think they'll have to take a knee one time, and
they're gonna looks like just go into the victory formation and pass on the opportunity to pick up the points and take the knees. Let's see if they do it. Yep, they do, and that'll do it for tonight's ball game. So our final score is going to be 35-7. Want to thank our sponsors for tonight's game: Reynolds Body Shop, Legends Pub and Grill, McNamara Florist, and Citywide Paving. Thank you to you folks for making it possible for us to bring you Avon football all year long. Clark, any final thoughts?
Exciting time of the year. Looking forward to Avon Zionsville this Friday, and then the big old sectional matchup with Ben Davis at Ben Davis to start the playoffs. It's a great opportunity for Avon, and looking forward to it.
All right. Well, thanks to Clark for stepping in. Thanks to you at home for viewing. For Clark Griffin, I'm Rob Kendall saying have yourself a great evening. Avon takes it 35-7.